The island of Brač in Croatia holds many secrets. Join me today on an adventure to uncover some of them. Dobar dan, guys, from the island of Brač. We're back in Croatia, and over the next few days I'm going to be filming a bunch of the lesser known sites of this island. I'm trying to figure out some of its history, lesser known, abandoned locations like this Yugoslav boat tunnel, and seeing what else we can find. I believe there's some catacombs, supposedly the only ones on the Dalmatian Islands. I've seen photos of a bunch of medieval graves, so we'll check those out. And the island has history going back before the Illyrians, before the Romans, all the way to prehistoric Neolithic times. Now more about these, as they were built to shelter torpedo boats and patrol boats for the Yugoslav Navy. They were abandoned during the wars in the 90s when Yugoslavia broke apart. Most of these were, sent into disrepair and forgotten. You can see the old camouflage up there. Those are actually polystyrene or styrofoam rocks, not real ones. There wasn't a whole lot of fighting, or really any fighting on the islands. Yugoslav forces took off. Sometimes they destroyed these places, but this would have been too hard to blow up. And I've actually got video of an old Yugoslav boat coming out of one of these. This actually had a little I don't know what that was used for. A lot of these side tunnels were not finished. Here's one. Yeah, so this little side shelter, sometimes they go further back than that. They had plans to make like interconnected versions of these. Kind of like the huge air base, Jejava, which is the underground air base that we explored a while back. But that never came to fruition. Yugoslavia collapsed before they built the massive version of one of these. I mean, these are pretty massive, but yeah, they had plans to connect like a bunch of them. Oh, that's a cool shot there. On the whole west coast, southwest coast of the island, there's 4 or 5 of these. And this one still being used. Join us on this adventure across Brač. See what secrets we can uncover. So now we're driving over to the main settlement of Scrip. This long straight road here, I'd be willing to bet 90% that it was built on top of a Roman road, which was built on top of an Illyrian. One car, that wall looks Roman. Yeah, probably a Roman road. Another thing here, as soon as you walk 5 meters, this is a late Roman sarcophagus. These are all carved from single blocks of limestone. You can tell it's later because it's not as intricate as earlier ones. And there is an early Christian cross here, which possibly could be a Templar cross. Supposedly the Templars held estates on this island. I was going to go inside the museum and take a quick look, but they slammed the door on us. It's about 30 minutes before they were supposed to close. I guess that's too late for Dalmatian time. Take a look in the old graveyard. because I do believe there are some medieval slab graves in here, and maybe some even older ones. When you see blocks like this, these are graves. Let's take a look in here. Old chapel here. Really old inscriptions. You can't even make out what they say anymore. Or this actually looks deliberately damaged. Looks like somebody took a chisel to it. Look, there's a medieval slab grave directly on top of this rock. And you can actually see inside, I think. Oh, that's crazy. There's skulls in there. 1, 2, possibly 3. Skull, piece of a pelvis. Now let's check for an inscription, see if we can find something, figure out who they were. But there is something here. Check it out. I think that's an axe. Shine the light on it. Yeah. You can see the handle here, and then the axe head. So these might actually be warriors. That's cool. Now, axe could represent a couple of different things. It could be a craftsman or like a woodcutter, or possibly it could just symbolize like severance with life. But you know, I'm gonna go with warrior on that. That's crazy. Rest in peace. So I'm driving over to the Catacombs at Sutivan. Supposedly the only catacombs on the Dalmatian Islands. It should be really cool. They have like a skylight.
Continue straight onto Port Gospel di Cortina, then you will arrive at your destination.
And graves are a big deal out here. Well, the whole region. And going even more east, they buy like these big family tombs. There's like space for about 6 people in these. And as people die, you know, they'll add them to the headstone, and they maintain them. This is, you know, there is a sort of fascination with these places for me, especially these old European cemeteries. Take a look. Gotta find the entrance to this place. You know, it's a tranquil setting. Let's go find the entrance to these catacombs. It's a wild place. You know, you would never know something like this existed which is what, my stuff is about. I don't get that many views, but I was thinking about actually quitting for a while, but this stuff is cool for me, and I hope it's cool for you guys as well. See places like this. Oh, there's 2 corridors at least. I thought at first this was a construction thing, but this is actually for putting caskets into the graves, which is pretty wild. There's a whole nother identical section. That's what they do. Same with the above ground ones, they'll plaster when they shut them. Over to the west side of the island. Alright, try to go on this road. Well, the original plan was to drive down this. See if it's doable. Yeah, I think it's doable. But this shit, yeah, fuck. It'll just be a bit of an adventure road. Well, that was a double fail. I went to go fly the drone to scout out that road. There's kind of like no turning back if you do fuck it up. The drone went straight to the ground. Had to climb down the ledge to grab it. So I didn't get to scout the road, and now the drone's fucked, so apologize if there's a lack of drone footage in this video. I had some really cool ideas, but still going to show you guys some stuff. There should be an abandoned village down here towards this path, so let's at least go film that. I'm stupid, but I'm not like completely stupid. It's just too sketch to get stuck on that road. But there's an abandoned village over here, so I'm going to show you guys something at least. That's kind of cool. And they built the houses with these old slate stone roofs, which is a thing, and has been a thing in Dalmatia for a long time, but over here on the island you still see some new buildings with those like slate stone roofs. It's snake season, so make sure you do your stomping stuff. I think there's a way in over there. You want snakes to hear you coming. Last thing you want to do is just step on one. So this had to be the last inhabited house in the village, because obviously the roof is still intact and doors open. Go falling through the floor, that would make for good viewing. Don't want to step over there. Shit, that's all rotten. That's it. Long since been ransacked. That's an old crushing thing. You can see it would still kind of roll for crushing. Yeah, crush up whatever you need to crush. I think for this one, probably grain, because I don't see a drainage thing for olive oil. Would have been tough work out here in the heat, but that's just how people used to live. Anyways, what I'm gonna do is we're gonna drive away the long way around the island back to where those tunnels are, because I really want to see a couple of them, and I was hoping to fly the drone, but I guess you guys just have to deal with old tattooed traveler on foot. Bring it back to the olden days. So I'm hiking up to an ancient Roman stone quarry. There should be a relief of Hercules up there, which is kind of rare for Dalmatia in general, and the islands especially. So let's go see what we can find. Check it out. This is pretty cool. You see the angles where they used to cut the rock. And this is all weathered and gray now, but that white color there is what this island is famous for. Brač has been known for its white limestone for thousands of years. And the rocks taken from here supposedly built Diocletian's palace. Let's go see if we can find our relief. And rumor has it they made it as far as the White House, but you know, take that with a grain of rock, if you will. There's still stone quarries on the island, large ones, to this day. Let's see. Yeah, so in the 1st century, 2,000 years ago, there was workers and slaves up here breaking rock. I actually walked right past him. Thought it was a little bit bigger, but he's right here. There is Hercules, or Hercules. You can still make out some of his features, his nose, his beard, holding his club, and lion skin. Yeah, so that's about a 2,000-year-old carving here. Workers would have came up through here. That might have been the old path as well. Said a little prayer for protection, you know. Dangerous work. Anyways, let's continue our adventure across Brač. You can still see part of his dick as well. So, when we started off this adventure across Brač, it was on the far west of the island. Now we're driving over to the far east of the island. There's supposedly a top secret abandoned nuclear bunker. There's rumors that it had a tunnel leading all the way to the mainland, which is highly suspect, but we'll see what it looks like when we get over there. And that's as far as I can drive, so on foot from here. I did bring shoes. I'm not that stupid. Yep, this has got to be our path. Hopefully. Now it is snake season, so make sure you're extra stompy and loud. Yeah, and that tells me this should be the right path. There's a little hidden guard bunker here. So what this place was, as far as I can tell, it's Kook 2. You had Kook 0, Kook 1, Kook 2, which were all sort of connected as emergency nuclear shelters for the high command. And like I said, there's a rumor of a tunnel here leading all the way up to the mainland where Kook Nula is. One of my earlier videos, I actually explored that with my buddy, rest in peace. And that was the main bunker where Tito and the high command would have gone in the event of a nuclear war. And what I believe this one is the backup for that. Online, there's all kinds of shit. They're saying it's a nuclear test facility, and there's a tunnel leading all the way under the sea, and there was a secret submarine entrance. But all that will be realized as soon as we get down there. Yeah, so we should hike down there into that cove. Yeah, this trail's pretty decent so far. Probably just jinxed it. Probably gonna get really shitty now. You gotta look around the trees sometimes. They got this little viper here. Sometimes they hang out in the trees. Yeah, there's part of it. Water reservoir. So probably the tank to sustain, the guys that were in this bunker. Now I gotta get down there and find the entrance. So Kook 0 or Kook Nula, the main atomic shelter, somewhere over there on that mountain. That is Diocletian mountain, one of the tallest in Croatia. And that was a pretty extensive facility. So I could see why, you could make up that there was a tunnel that went from here to the mainland, but I don't think we're gonna find that. So let's go giant black widow. At least he's off the trail. Alright, we gotta look out for snakes and shit. This is cool though. Yeah, you can see an observation bunker there, or machine gun position. The secret cove. There is secret sea tunnel. No. Yeah, so I did pick the right path for once. And this natural harbor here does get deep pretty fast, so you could get, a decent sized boat right up in here. His little guardhouse, probably. Yeah, toilets. Yeah, sometimes, like in the case of one of the main nuclear command bunkers that we explored a while back, Object 182, the guards didn't even get to go inside the bunker. They would be stationed outside and have to guard it from the outside and not even know what was going on inside. I'm guessing that's the entrance up there. I'm glad I didn't come down from up there. Fuck. And you can smell it. There it is. Let's gear up.
Welcome to use intelligent voice gas detector.
I got my
Please wait.
Gas detector, totally not from China, but it seems to work. It has gone off on me before. Let's gear up here. Now there is a chance that this headlamp might die. I really like this Armitech Ninchia Pro, but I'm not sponsored by them, so if everyone sees this, send me $5. The shitty thing is it has a proprietary charger, which I left at home. Whoa. Okay, don't buy a gas detector from China. Shit started malfunctioning on me. Well, you can feel a breeze going through here. And these were designed with passive ventilation in mind, so let's go. What the fuck is that? Fucking bomb. Oh, check that out. That's fucking creepy. Hey! Yeah, so usually these go around in a horseshoe, but this one has like a, what this is. Yeah, it's like an air vent. Yeah, you can hear the air rumbling through there. A lot of these follow the same layouts, but what I believe this was a smaller version of a, nuclear shelter that Kuknul was, and I think these are like people's personal rooms where they would have came to shelter in the event of a nuclear war, which Yugoslavia was worried about from both sides. To the east, the Soviet Union. To the west, NATO. Go back there and there's like a dead body. Oh, this does continue pretty far. So that's a bit strange. Perhaps these were higher up guard buildings. Disturbing all these guys. Oh, so here's an escape exit. Yeah, I'm not climbing up that. My old buddy would have, but he died. Oh shit. He couldn't decide if he was going to go up or down. Sorry guys. That's an emergency escape. Entrance is that way and that way. Alright, so this is a lot more extensive than I thought it would be. Maybe there is a tunnel to the mainland. Secret submarine entrance. Is that a shitter or a cooker? Oh, it's a shitter. There's another ventilation shaft. So you can feel a breeze going through this place, so. This may have been the command room. Maybe something hung down from there. This was blasted open. What was this? Okay, if I were to guess, this is sort of a main barracks or a command room. Oh, here. There's a shitload of them. Sorry, guys. Whoa. Was that guy on my fucking head? Oh shit. This room, though? Main barracks, maybe? Or sort of maybe the command room. I mean, there had to be a door there, but you know, this place was probably sealed. You know, during or after the war, they probably came here and busted that open. That might not have been blasted. That could have been done with sledgehammers. Some kind of pipe in here. Now, there was rumors going around that this was a nuclear test facility, but I find that really hard to believe. But this is weird. This looks like older construction. What's in here? What the fuck is this? Okay, like a water relay. I have no idea how much juice is left in this headlamp, so. Oh, this is kind of crazy. What the fuck is this? Another escape exit. Okay, so this place is more confusing than I thought it would be. You know, I'm still going with the theory of this being a nuclear shelter, but the layout is way different than anything I've been in before out here. Is that a secret tunnel? Alright, I gotta peek the camera down at least. Oh shit. And let me take this off for a second so I can check this. I'm not going down there. Holy shit. That might be a secret tunnel. What the fuck? Is it real? Holy fuck. So I'll try to shine a light down there and see just how far back this goes. There's a corner where I gotta review the footage on that. But we might have found something. Let's get out of here. I just got lightheaded reaching down in that hole. Time to go. Put too much weight on this. Okay, come on. Last one. Now I gotta get out of here. What? What? Okay, this is definitely turning into something. Is this connected? Okay, I think that's the way we came. This must have been the main office. This is crazy. Okay, so that looks who knows? Who knows if the likes of Tito and High Command never really inspected this place, but I would say it kind of opened more questions than answers. I was expecting just to find like a standard layout. Shit. Let's go flipping down a 50-meter hole. I was expecting just to find like a standard layout Yugoslav underground bunker, but this is different. This is definitely different. I'll do some more reading on this place and consulting, but I said I was getting lightheaded back there. Okay, that's that big room. Maybe a secret submarine entrance. I mean, so as I'm walking, I'm thinking there was, I think, a hardline cable connecting these places, like Kook 0 to Kook 1 to Kook Nula to Kook 2. Said Kook 0 twice, so I gotta get out of here. And that tunnel might have been for that hardline cable, but I couldn't tell if it went around the corner. I'll probably be able to tell in the edit, so it might get a little less exciting, but Either way, there was some kind of tunnel down there. I don't think that was a water reservoir. Kind of smelled salty. Time to get out of here. I don't know who the fuck put that there, man. But they did it on purpose. Just Croatian sense of humor for you. That was interesting. Like I said, that was different than any other underground Yugoslav bunker I've been inside of. The layout was different. That water tunnel thing, I'll have to look on the big screen for that. But it's kind of left me with more questions than answers, which I guess is appropriate for this mysterious adventure across Brač Island. I'll have to do some research, and I think I'll leave it here, guys. I hope you enjoyed seeing some things you may have never known existed, especially for my Croatian audience. I love showing you guys stuff that you may have not even known about in your own country. Anyways, guys, I appreciate all of you. I'm back. No drone shots, no professional shit for this one, but I think it's enjoyable, and I had a real good time. Hope you did as well. See you on the next one. Vidimo se.